If you can't prove that God exists with absolute certainty, is it a mistake to believe in God at all? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. If you are a subscriber, please stick around to the very end. I have an extra question just for you, but let's get into the topic. So the first thing I want to acknowledge is that we can have absolute certainty about very few things in life, if anything at all. And this applies not just to God or Christianity, but this applies to even everyday things, right? Like if we drive over a bridge, we don't actually have 100% proof that it won't collapse on us. We don't have 100% proof that the big life decisions like having kids or getting married are going to work out. We don't know all the different outcomes. We don't necessarily know that the historical facts that we believe are true. We didn't witness them firsthand, but we still, with this incomplete knowledge, we still move forward with confidence about different things. And this is great because if we decided to not do anything until we had perfect proof on any given topic, then we would be paralyzed in every area of our life. So Blaise Pascal says that, we must know where to doubt, where to feel certain, and where to submit. He who does not act thus understands not the force of reason. So this applies to God just as much as any of those other topics, right? We move forward not with no information, but the way that we're able to have confidence and make decisions in any category of our life is by looking at the available evidence and then weighing whether or not it's reasonable. So this applies to God too, right? Christians might look at personal experience, right? They might consider whether or not they're getting very specific answers to a very specific prayer. They might look at scientific evidence, mathematical evidence. This could include things like the complex coding of DNA and the statistical improbability that our universe would be able to support life. This could include eyewitness testimony, right? The Gospels, for example. It could also include the historical scholarship that shows that the Gospels are actually very reliable. This could also include logical argumentation, right? Things like the existence of objective morality, and whether or not that's possible without a God. So that's really the purpose of this channel, is that video by video we're going to be looking at different lines of evidence, and then you can decide for yourself whether or not it is compelling. C.S. Lewis says, which I highly agree with, that I am not asking anyone to accept Christianity if his best reasoning tells him that the weight of evidence is against it. That is not the way to truth. And he goes on and says that faith is the act of holding on to things your reason has once accepted in spite of your changing moods. So faith doesn't replace reason. It doesn't replace evidence, right? Evidence and reason are what anchor faith. And we see plenty of examples of this in the New Testament too, where believing is preceded by evidence, right? There's the woman at the well who only believes after Jesus reveals information about herself that he couldn't have known unless he had some divine knowledge. There's Thomas the disciple who doesn't believe until he actually sees and touches the resurrected Jesus. So I think the question of, do you need absolute certainty to believe in God, doesn't work. And it's not because it's not possible to have certainty that there is God, but it's also not possible to have certainty that there isn't God, right? It's really an unhelpful question. What is more helpful is, do you have enough evidence to believe that there is God? And if you do, act on that evidence, right? It is okay to have doubts. It's okay to have unanswered questions. It's okay and good to continue to remain open and go where the evidence leads you. That is intellectual honesty. And let's say, just in the spirit of intellectual honesty, I would love to see in the comments if there is an area in your life in the past couple of years where you have changed your beliefs on a particular topic. right? You believe something, then you're presented with new evidence, and then you change what you believed about that thing. That could be as big as a worldview. It could be, a secondary issue within your worldview. It could be a political party. It could be nutrition. It could be your opinion on spiders. Anything. I would just love that in the comments. And then if you have a question about Christianity and a particular line of evidence that feels shaky to you, or you just want more information on, please put that in the comments too, and I will try to answer in a future video. Okay, and now for the subscribers. Thank you so much for being here. I am blown away and surprised at how fast this channel has grown, and just delighted that people are interested in the same topics that I'm interested in and willing to hang out with me each week. So thank you so much for being here. I realize though that there are many of you who I don't know anything about, and so if you're willing, would you put in the comments just a little introduction, anything about yourself that you're willing to share? I would love to see it and have a better idea of who I'm talking to each week. And then if you want, in exchange, you could also add a question that you might have about me, and then I will answer those in a video that I publish only for subscribers in the next couple weeks, just a little Q&A. But thank you so much again. Thanks for being here, and I'm already excited to see you next week. Goodbye.